I am leaning toward taking Jacksonville over Pittsburgh. After what I saw yesterday from that defense, it is the best defense in the NFL. It is better than Minnesota's defense because you just went right down the line. 5 of those players you named, they're freaks to me.
Yeah.
They're like so special as athletes. They're at the top of their class at their positions.
But that was Tyrod Taylor now.
Okay,
Skip.
I got it. But they did a number on Ben. He probably wasn't ready for it. He wasn't geared up and locked in. And he said last week, I want Jacksonville. He didn't want anybody else. He just wanted Jacksonville. So be careful what you wish for, Ben, because that's going to go up on their bulletin board, along with all the quotes from Mike Tomlin as he told Tony Dungy, what was it, maybe 6 weeks ago? He said, it's going to come down to us in New England, right?
Yeah.
He just went right on the record, blurted it right out. He broke every coaching rule in the history of pro football by saying, it's going to come down to us in New England. It's either going to be at our place or at their place, right? And now it's going to be at their place if you can get by the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Correct.
And if you can get by Blake Bortles. And I agree with you. Much of yesterday was just horrifying to watch. But you know what? I've not been a fan of his, but I've been checking him out all year. And there'll be games when he'll come alive when you least expect it. He has talent. He's 6'5", 240. And by the way, just run it. He can't make anybody miss. But if you let him loose running down the football field, he can run a little bit.
Yeah, he got good straight line speed.
I don't know what he is. I should have looked it up. But he's probably a 4'8", 4'9" guy.
Yes.
Maybe. I'll bet he's sub-5. Huh?
Right now, 5 flat.
Maybe. Maybe it's somewhere. But that's pretty good, actually. You know, if you get loose down the middle and you're 240 pounds, he's not Cam Newton. But we saw yesterday he got loose for 3 big runs, 20 yards, 12 yards, and 12 yards. That actually helped tilt the field in their direction. And all time, as they pointed out on CBS multiple times yesterday, his average per rush is 4th all time behind Michael Vick and Bobby Douglas and Randall Cunningham, right? So he's way up high and 4 some yards. He had 8 yards of rush yesterday because, as you say, 1 more yard rushing than he did passing. Well, I look at his games, and 4 times this year, he threw for 300-plus yards. Well, that's not that easy to do in the National Football League. No. So you can't say he's just a disaster, right?
Right.
And if you look at his QBRs, and you know how much I love my QBRs, 0 to 100, he had some dismal ones, and he had some big ones. He had a 96 and a 98 and an 88 and a 96. And they average out to a 56. So he's a little above average, but when you look at it, he was above Mariota, he's above Cam, Jared Goff, Cousins, Jameis, Derek Carr, so he was in the middle, but
of those guys, who you taking him over for your quarterback? Maybe Mariota. You're not taking him over Cam. You're not taking him over Winston.
No, not over Goff. Cousins, I don't love, but I probably would take Cousins. But my point is, if you give him that defense and that running back, and I'm not the biggest Fournette fan, but if you let him loose a couple times, he will gash you, as you know, because he can run. What's he go, like 240-ish? I don't know what he weighs now.
Fournette?
Yeah, 235, 240.
Easy.
And the point is, the defense is so good that Le'Veon's going to have a hard time getting untracked. I just think he's going to have a hard time because, boy, they had a hard time yesterday. And then you tell me, will Antonio be 100% against Jalen Ramsey? And I think Jalen Ramsey will travel. I think he's going to be on Antonio. And then Boye he's a Pro Bowl player, right?
Yes.
So I don't know who you put him on, Juju or I don't know.
Probably on Juju.
All right. So all of a sudden, it's going to be hard for Pittsburgh to score.